Welcome back. Expressions brings you portraits of local artists. KMTP values the arts and daily brings you Classic Art Showcase. Express your support. With your contribution, at a premium membership level, KMTP will provide one caller with this wonderful piece of art. Right now we have Sebastian Castillo with us. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So this is photography?
Yes, it actually is. It's a digital photograph of the Cookie Monster.
Wow, that's remarkable. Sebastian, your background is so interesting. You mentioned that you come from the Bakersfield area and that you, when you started out, you were maybe pretty unique among your counterparts in terms of your interests.
Yeah, basically it's an agricultural background, and the only place for escape where I had was really in comic books and fashion magazines. Would really let my imagination just flow from there.
Right. So were you the only person, or did you feel any pressure to conform and sort of give that up, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, all my friends were all working out in the fields, picking grapes, and yeah, I would do that too, but that really wasn't what I wanted to do. They always thought I was weird for just picking up comic books and just running with that, and they just thought it was a waste of time.
But eventually you found your way to painting as an outlet, and then you moved into photography. You've sort of gone through painting, photography, and then comic books and back. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Well, it was a long journey. The drawing and the painting really stemmed from really wanting to be part of the comic book scene. And I was finally able to get a job as an inker on a comic book called Ninja Funnies.
And tell us what an inker is. Most people don't know.
Inkers basically take the pencil drawings and they bring it depth. Yeah, they make it easier for the printer to actually print, so you can actually see it much clearly. So we bring depth, we bring mood to the images versus just the pencils.
I see.
When the comic industry just didn't fold up for me, started going into really painting, and from there it was just like looking at the contemporaries of the time, Herb Ritz, looking at his work,
right,
and then wanting to emulate that in my paintings, and soon it just became more efficient for me to actually learn how to take my own photos. A lot of times it was just, photography was just a means to an end, just to set up my paintings.
Right, exactly.
And, I spent a lot of time in the darkroom, really enamored by J.K. Potter, not the author, not the author, but the actual photographer.
Right.
And what he would do, and this was well before Photoshop, was he would create these mythical creatures, using negatives and basically using his hands and contorting them to burn in and dodge certain parts of the image, and it's just amazing work.
So he was doing burning and dodging before the sort of Photoshop technology.
Oh,
really
he was doing things like a real mermaid, where you would see the fins of the fish,
right,
and it would just blend in with the woman,
image,
and it looked, and back then they wouldn't call it Photoshop because there wasn't Photoshop.
No, of course.
But he was doing stuff like that well before all of that happened, and it was just looking at his work now. It's amazing just to see what he was able to do without Photoshop.
Okay, so now that you're mentioning burning and kind of sort of, I guess, in some ways superimposing one image on another, tell us more about this piece.
This piece was actually taken back in 2004 at the Big Bay Balloon Parade in San Diego at the Embarcadero.
Okay.
This was also the first appearance of the Cookie Monster balloon. So basically, it's shot straight. I converted it into black and white, into sepia tones. And what I did for the color and the contrast was I actually applied digital paint. So I modified the brush into an oil paint and painted in the color.
Interesting. So you used an actual oil paint, or
well,
you
it's
in Photoshop?
It's in Photoshop. So
I see.
It's using oil medium, so it would mimic that type of look.
And that's how you came up with this unique image And you can have a chance to own this image, and it's very special. You know, the way it was prepared is technologically unique, as well as, you know, the impression that it makes is quite striking here. Call us at 415-777-3232 or visit our website at www.kmtp.tv. Mention Sebastian Castillo, and you pledge at the premium membership level, and you'll be able to have a chance to own this painting.